What's up everyone, Danny Light and back. Today we are checking out the R Vox compressor by Waves. This is the easiest, most simple, bestest compressor you will ever find. It is extremely good. This thing has been used on numerous hit albums. Professional music producers love it. Guys who do voiceovers, voice actors love it. YouTube content creators love it. The best part about this is it's super simple. It's also very natural and transparent sounding. As long as you don't overcompress, it's going to give you a really natural sound, which is exactly what you want for vocals. So if you're looking for simple, unbelievably easy to use and natural sounding, this is the compressor for you. I will put a link in the video description and the pinned comment as to where you can get one of these, but let's get into how it works and how to set it up. This compressor only has two controls, compression and gain. This also gives you a noise gate, which is a completely separate function from the compression. That's a completely different thing. So we'll go over that a little bit later, but let me show you a really awesome trick. If you take your mouse, click and drag and put it over both of these controls and let go, that links both of these controls together, so now they move at the same time. So when you adjust your compression, it's keeping the volume exactly the same. There's no volume change at all, so you can hear exactly how much compression you're getting and what the compression's doing, which is what you want. So you should always do that when adjusting your compression. And if you want to unlink the controls, just simply double click either one and then you can adjust them separately. Once you have both controls linked, you're ready to start adjusting your compression, and all you have to do is just move this little bar down until you're getting the desired amount of compression you want, and that's really all there is to it. So if you look at this little number down here, this is telling you how much compression you're getting. If you click that, it's going to reset it. And if I talk, I see I'm getting about 2 decibels of compression, maybe up to 3 decibels when I get a little louder, which is exactly what you want for a voiceover. You only want a little teeny tiny bit of compression. And then if I get really loud and yell, it's going to compress like crazy, but it's not going to clip and distort or blow your eardrums out. It's basically going to turn us down and make sure we're not too loud. And that's the main reason to run a compressor, is for a volume control. It brings the louder and the quieter sounds closer together. I'm sure at some point you've been watching a movie and it just gets loud and quiet and you're constantly grabbing the remote control and turning it up and down. Well, it keeps that from happening. It makes sure your viewers don't have to do that when there's louder and quieter parts. And even if they don't realize it, they will definitely appreciate not having to sit there and have really loud and really quiet and in between. So compressors are going to be your best friend. Every YouTuber, every live streamer, every content creator, every musician, anybody who's doing anything with audio should be using compression, but you need to make sure you're not running too much compression. Over compression will make your audio sound dull, lifeless, and dead and just boring. So do not over compress. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who will just kind of compress the crap out of it. They want to try and get that radio Joe Rogan, Howard Stern sound, and that can actually get really fatiguing on the ears after a while, so you don't want a crazy amount of compressions. I think there's a lot of people that really just overcompress and ruin their sound, so you just don't want to do that. Your listeners will be more happy if it sounds more like a natural voice than this compressed radio thing. So let's go ahead and talk about the noise gate. So what a noise gate does is when you stop talking, it's going to cut all background sound out. So if your keyboard's clacking or this is on or that's on, when you're not talking, there will be no background noise at all. It's going to be silent. So the way to adjust this is you want to be quiet and you want to watch the little orange bar. Then you just bring this slider up so it's a little bit higher than the orange bar. So let's stop talking so you can see that in action. And you'll probably notice it is 100% dead silent when I stop talking. Now, personally, I don't like noise gates. Sometimes you can hear them turn off and on when you start and stop talking. This one actually seems to work pretty good. So if you want a noise gate, that's there for you. So you got your compressor and your noise gate all in R Vox, which is actually pretty cool. There's only one thing I don't like about this compressor, but it's also the same thing that makes this compressor so simple and easy. There's no adjustment. You can't adjust the attack, the release, the knee. You can't adjust nothing, so you have no control over it, which is why some people don't use this. But I'm telling you right now, this is just a top-notch amazing vocal compressor, and it's set up right. They've got it set up right for vocals. I don't care that there's no controls on this one to change the attack and the release and the this and the that, because it just works. It's set up. They've got it right. Like I said, you would not believe how many professional music producers are using this on top albums. Like very famous songs have R Vox used on them. R Vox is a very, very good, very, very simple and very, very popular compressor that is just loved by everybody. Let's go ahead and compare this to the Fabfilter Pro C, which is one of the best compressors on the market. We've got this to set up as nice and transparent as possible. We've got control over pretty much everything, and you can see this thing has a lot of different controls, and that can be very, very intimidating to a lot of people who don't know much about compression. So let's go ahead and turn this off. And now we have the R Vox turned back on, so let's see if you hear much of a difference in the way it sounds between the R Vox and the Pro C. So let's go ahead and turn the Pro C back on again. So let me know, do you hear much of a difference? Leave a comment and let me know what you think about the two compressors. I have them set up as close as possible to kind of get the same transparent sound out of them. So let's go ahead and turn the R Vox back on again, and there we have it. There's our little comparison between the Fabfilter Pro C and the R Vox. Alright, so right now we have the R Vox turned off, so this is what my audio sounds like with the R Vox off completely. And let's go ahead and turn it back on. So in 3, 2, 1, we now have the R Vox turned on, so you really shouldn't hear much of a difference at all in sound other than now it's controlling our volume. I think the R Vox is super transparent. It's like extremely transparent, more so than the Pro C. The Pro C does color the sound slightly, but it adds a very nice color to the sound. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do, but honestly, R Vox is super easy, super simple, and super good. Alright, so there we have it. That is the R Vox limiter. This thing is just top notch. It's very nice, very transparent, super easy to use. I mean, a caveman could use this thing, right? It's that easy. If you pair this up with a really good limiter like the Waves WLM Plus peak limiter and loudness meter, you are going to have the best of both worlds. You run your compressor as your automatic volume control, and then you run your limiter to get yourself to the proper volume and to make sure it never gets too loud or clips or distorts. So limiting and compression are two of the most important things that every audio recording should be using. So there's the Waves WLM Plus limiter right there, and that is definitely one of my go-tos, especially for live streaming or my YouTube videos. I really, really like this limiter a lot. So if you pair up the Waves R Vox and the Waves WLM Plus, you've got a combination made in heaven. I don't know. But that's what we're using on this video, and they sound awesome, and they work really, 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 really good together. So there we have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop down the video's description or look at the pinned comment. There's some ways to help support the channel in both. There's links to this thing, my other YouTube channels, my Discord server, and all kinds of good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Lightning out. See ya.